Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the market close. Oh boy, what a Monday. What a Monday. Well, the US markets are closed today. So it is just the TSX and it is a green day on the TSX. So we have that. That's what's going. That's the good part. The bad part is what's going to happen tomorrow. What are we going to see? So tomorrow, of course, that's when the US market reopens. Today is Martin Luther Jr. King Day. So we're not gonna see too much here, but we are seeing some red. We are seeing some red in the futures. So we are looking for volatility tomorrow for sure. Is it going to be, I guess this might be one of the big questions, is it going to be Independence Day? Is it going to be a Liberation Day Part 2? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think at that point, when let's go back to the tariffs. Initially, when those happened, well, this all began about a year ago. As we moved into Liberation Day, we weren't fully, people were still kind of gauging what's going on with the new U.S. administration. So, yeah, it was shock and awe on the market for sure. Huge. I mean, it was as big a divot in the market as COVID was. But since then, we're kind of getting used to this administration. We're kind of getting used to some of the chaos that comes with it. So it makes me wonder, are we going to get a really, really big, deep red day? I don't think we are. I think we're going to see red to start the day. I think in the morning there'll be buying opportunities. I have no doubt. But I think by the afternoon, I think it's going to calm down a little bit. Maybe the whole day will be red, but there's a chance. There is a chance we could certainly get back to the green by the end of the day. Now, on the Canadian side, on the TSX, that uncertainty might help bolster the current some of the current run that gold and silver that they're on. And that today, that's kind of been a part of the story on the TSX as well. So let's do it. Let's pull ourselves up here into the TSX here. So as you can see, today we are in the green. We are at 0.09%. So not too shabby, this has been a pretty strong month. Currently, right now, this month, we're sitting at 3.92% on the year to date, which is this month. So that's not too shabby. Our 1 year, if you remember yesterday, I think it was yesterday, Friday, we were looking at that and we were sitting around 30%, a little over 30%. Well, now we're up to 32.62%. So not too shabby at all. Let's see if we can keep this trend going. We're not going to look at the U.S. markets today, guys. There's no point. There's no point. They're closed. So let's just jump on down to, well, gold. Gold is at 1.64. I said we were going to get, look at this. I was like, I was charting this the other day, and I said we're due for a breakout. Here it is, right here. We got a big breakout. This is a nice candle. But gold absolutely doing fantastic. Silver, same scenario. There's the breakout on silver. So we could have had, it's funny, we could have actually drawn that same pattern on silver. Copper also in a breakout. Well, not really a big breakout. Their breakout was a little smaller, but nonetheless 1.28% to the upside. And oil's having an okay day. We are on the upside 0.59%. Now, who is not having a great day? Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto is in the red. Crypto is reacting to some of the geopolitical stuff a little bit harder than everything else. So, gotta say, what is MST? I'm kind of curious. Oh, look at this MSTE, guys. It has fallen below $5 again. It's sitting at $4.98. So, what can I say? All right, let's go to, well, we're only going to do one heat map today. We have Canada's heat map here, and you can see a lot of strength in our minerals. Also energy. So yeah, the middle, the core of our map. So looking here, Barrick Gold up 1.58. Tech Resources up 1.37. Cameco, once again, up another full 1.05%. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Over in the energy sections, Canadian Natural Resources, look at them, up 0.61%. Cenovus up as well. Suncor up, so it's looking pretty good. The railroads, mixed batch. CNR is down a tiny bit, 0.13, while CP is up. So what can I say? Not a bad day on the market. And of course, we're going to skip all the way over to crypto, and we can see our red in the crypto space. A lot of red, guys. It is a tradition here, even though it's a holiday, well, U.S. holiday. We're gonna pick a altcoin, and we will, since the market's red, let's grab a green one, and let's see who's our coin of the day. How about you, right here? Let's see, what do we got? This is a Gammon. Gammon. That's what you do when you play Monopoly. You tell people, hey, don't call me, I'm gaming. Anyway, gaming is, it's basically worth 0.001 of a penny. I don't actually know what this does. I kind of don't care. Although I will say that is a neat looking G, so I'll give them that. But oh gee, what does this do? No idea. Is it a game? I don't know. I was just making fun of the name. But you got to be careful with all these coins. There's more than 15,000 of them out there, guys. Do your homework. Read the white papers. Maybe follow the developer chats. Find out what the coin's about before you even consider dropping your penny on this one. Like I said, I know no idea what it does. I kind of don't care. It's never going to be in my portfolio. I think there's money to be made in crypto, but it's not on these crap coins, and I call them crap coins because you guys know it. It's like playing craps at the casino. You're not going to win. It's the house's game. It's not gaming. This is the wrong type of gaming, for sure. All right, now if you do want to make money on crypto, stick to your big coins. So your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, your Solana, and heck, gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin. You're not making money today, but maybe this gives you an entry point. So always something to take a look at. Always something to take a look at. All right, let's head back to the big world, and let's hit up the chat and see what you guys got going on today. Stan is in first with a hello all. Hi there, Stan. Scott is in. Let's see. Snowy days and red days always get me down. Oh, well, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, we had a little bit of snow. I think they gave us a yellow warning. Now there's a color warning system with the weather. So we got a yellow warning, snow squalls. So it wasn't much snow, but it was more, some of it was blowing around a bit. I think on Wednesday we're getting another 10 centimeters, but you know, it is cold. It is cold outside. I'll definitely give it that. Paul says, good afternoon. Let's see. Trump tariff are now, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I know. It's, and here's the thing. There's other silly stuff going on. He sent a letter to Norway, to the president of Norway, or the prime minister. I'm not sure which one it was. I mean, it was whoever's running Norway, whether it be a prime minister or a president. It's one of them. But he basically sent a letter saying that because they didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize, he's not going to be a president. He's not going to be a president of peace per se. I was just like, what? What's going on? When are the adults going to show up and take over? You know, I don't know, guys. I don't know. All right. Mark says, hey, Candace, I'm down a few thousand today and fearing tomorrow. With that, I respectively need you to refund my membership. Yeah, you know, that's a function I don't have. Just, you know, it's like I could send you a Tim's card. That's how I would have to do it. Roku from Stittsville says, hello, it's cold here. Yes, and of course, Roku is not that far. Well, you just came back from Mexico, so I think was it Mexico? Why do I feel like you were in someplace really warm, really just a while ago, but Yeah, that's pretty cool. And Samantha is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. I was surprised to see so much red this morning, but everything looks a bit more balanced this afternoon. Yeah, everything is looking pretty good. Tomorrow, though, expect some red, especially on anything you're holding that has a lot of U.S. stuff, because I think the U.S. is going to have a little bit of a drop, especially in the morning. It might recover a bit towards the afternoon. If you look at futures, oh boy, futures are definitely in the red for sure. And here, yeah, Mark saying the U.S. index futures are way down. Andrew says, hey, Candace, I collected a divvy today and put it into HME.V. What are your thoughts? I know it's going to be a penny stock, but I will say this. Andrew usually brings us the good penny stocks. So let's take a look here. HME. Here we go. Hemisphere Energy Corporation. All right, I like the name. They're up today as well, 2.538%, so not too shabby. Let's take a look and see what they've been doing here. This is just the last year, so yeah, well, they're not technically a penny. I'll call them penny adjacent. They've been above $1.80 for most of the year. Well, no, not most of it. They had this big $1.60 little romp down there. All right, what do they do? Dividend-paying Canadian oil company focused on maximizing value per share growth with the sustainable development of its high netback, ultra-low decline conventional heavy oil assets through polymer flood-enhanced oil recovery methods. Okay, so oil. Let's see here. Quarterly dividend. That's a pretty high yield for a smaller company, a 5.076%, but a kind of in their description is kind of what they want to do. Let's go in and take a gander at their back end here. All right. Oh, we got some good stuff in the back end. Look at this. Their debt to equity, 4%. Not very much debt at all. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Return on equity. This is another one. Look at this. Their ROE is sitting at 39.64%. This is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. I'm liking their back end. I'm liking the fundamentals that I have seen thus far. So HME, well, they could be interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good one to drop some of your dividend money into. See what happens with it, for sure. Oh yeah, that's a neat one. All right, Scott says on Thursday, Friday, I set aside my income for this year and the next into fixed income. Oh, okay. Nice. Let's see here. Hello, Candace. Michael says, hello, Candace. Did you get the chance to see the positive update released by Mullen today? Glad I kept my position. No, I did not. Let's take a look. M-U-L-L-E-N. Here's Mullen. So Mullen Group. Let's pull them up. They're up 1.32. So I think investors may have reacted to your news. And we should hopefully see what it is here by clicking on the news tab. So let's see here. Okay, so today they announced a business 2026 business plan and an update. All right, there we go. I don't know. It's probably something in here. I won't read it on the air, guys. But yeah, so there is some positive news here. For me, just coming back here and just coming in here and looking at this on the day. Yeah, investors seem to like some of the news that they have released today. So yeah, I haven't read it yet, Michael. But if there's any big Coles Note version of it you want to throw in the chat, feel free to. Let's see. Scott says a yellow snow warning is always appropriate. Yes, exactly. Although, I mean, there's a secondary yellow warning when it comes to snow, as in don't eat yellow snow. That's a warning everyone should take to heart. Oh, you shouldn't eat snow anyway. I mean, you really shouldn't. Samantha says, I have my dry powder ready for tomorrow. Nice. Well, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get in the morning. And Roku says Jamaica. Oh, that's right. Right. You were in Jamaica. Somebody else was in a remote town or a remote place in, I think it was Kevin Kaz, who was in, I can't remember the name of the resort, but in Mexico. I think it was Kevin Kaz. All right. So Jamaica, let's see, my TR on RMAX is now 0.65, and I'm thinking to dump my last REIT. Think it'll climb back. All right. So yeah, RMAX, I still like them. You know, they are designed for income, so there is that. I think the income is safe. I think it will climb this year. I'm not expecting big things right now. Um, Actually, there's not many in the lines of REITs. Now, I have the new video, the one that's coming out tomorrow. Now, the channel members can see it already. Um, Amazingly enough, I actually have a REIT in the video. So, anyway, yeah, let's we'll see what's going on. All right, Claude says, hello, back to work today after my staycation. Tough day. Oh, it's always a tough day to return to work after a staycation. And of course, guys, the Financial Express, it is still going. We've made it halfway through January. Can we get to February? I don't know. But it is still on the track. So if you want to market close tomorrow, tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. All it takes is 4 supers or 4 gifted subs, and that will do it. And of course, speaking of that, Samantha is in first for the Super Goat Squad. Yes, we have. That's the name. Anytime, yeah, that's what we're calling it. You drop a super, you're in the Super Squad. Simple as that. The Super Goat Squad. I love it. Samantha is in first, and that releases the Monopoly Goat. So our Monopoly Goat is up first. We do have new goats. So we have 2 new goats so far. There's going to be a 3rd new goat. Well, it's already made. It's waiting to be unlocked. And I gave 1 clue on the weekend how to unlock it, and that it's going to take a super effort. So, you know, whatever that means, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. So I'll give more clues as we move along. But I'm hoping this one doesn't get unlocked as fast as the other 2. You know, you guys are so on the ball. That's the hard part, right? It's hard to get anything past you guys. But yeah, so there we go. That is 1. So we're 3 away. We're 3 away from a show tomorrow. Oh boy. And just thinking about tomorrow's show makes me go, oh boy. So what can I say? And we also have 13 minutes to the bell. So I don't miss the bell anymore. I have double alarm. I have double alarm duty now. So yeah, I get my first alarm at 1 minute 2, and then right at the bell. So we're ready. We are ready for that bell. Oh boy. So what can I say? Let's just very quickly. Oh, I still have it up. I just want to quickly jump back over here to the TSX. Oh, we actually are currently, we are finishing the day strong. Look at this. We're now up to 0.11%. So that's not too shabby, guys. Oh, there we go. Little bit of mocha. It's mocha today, so it is definitely very, very, very good. Whew. Now, oh, I gotta say, all of the stuff that's happening in the world right now, it's like, what level of a black swan event do we really need to absolutely decimate the market? Because I'll tell you, we are starting to get used. Now, going to tomorrow, I know there's people out there, and I'm sure on YouTube, and I haven't really been looking around, guys, but I'm sure there's YouTubers out there telling you to prepare for the end of the world. But it's it's not going to be that bad. I do think we will see a red morning, a very strong, probably even a strong red morning, but I think it will correct. I think by the afternoon, everything will start to sort of be moving back out. All right, another topic too today. Holy banana bread. CPI dropped. So CPI dropped today, and yeah, Scott, inflation is great for the universe, but not for the economy. That's right. We were anticipating in December inflation to come in at 2.2%. Well, it came in at 2.4. So we can pretty much guarantee right now that that was the nail in the coffin of any chance of a rate cut coming up here on the 28th when the Bank of Canada announces their next rate decision. So yeah, no rate cut in January, and I've kind of already kind of suspected that. I didn't think the odds were good. Now, 2.4, it sounds kind of bad, but there's one little thing that you have to take into consideration, and we'll go big for this. Last December, we had the GST holiday. So the GST holiday that persisted through December into January and February, it kind of skewed numbers down a little bit. So in a sense, that may very well be part of kind of contributing a little bit to the higher numbers this time around. So it may not be as bad as we think. So, you know, I wouldn't be worried if you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, are they going to start hiking rates again? No, that's not going to happen. I can't see that happening in 2026 at all. Even if we did have a little slight resurgence in inflation, I still can't see it happening. So we're safe. We're safe for the time being. It just means that, you know, the odds of seeing more than one cut in 2026 are getting small. And even then, there's a chance, like there's a significant chance that we may not see a single rate cut in 2026, but we'll have to see. I mean, we'll play it out as it goes along, of course. And guys, we got Mary in the house. And Mary is our official captain of the like button. So if you have not yet hit the like button, oh boy, now's the time. You don't want Mary to scowl at you. So hit that like button. I'll have some coffee while you guys are looking at the like button. Oh, there we go. Very good. Danielle is in the house. Good afternoon, all. How do you feel about leveraged ETFs that are not doing covered calls for long-term holds, like 20 plus years? Examples would be, let's see, USSL or CANL. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a gander. Whoops, I guess I need to bring the thing up. Up. All right, so USSL, here we go. All right, so USSL, Global X Enhanced S&P 500 Index. All right, now, are they doing leverage? I would not know from their title. Yeah, there's absolutely, doesn't look like there's any dividends in here, but let's take a look. All right, okay, yeah, they are. So yeah, they're doing 1.25% performance of an index or equity presenting. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, this has kind of be one of those ones, and let's just pull it over. You know what? Let's see here. In 19 to 28, yeah, I can see. I think they're starting to get it. So, all right, in this case here, yeah, if you're doing it in a way that's non-income related, and if it's designed, like if they're just doing straight leverage, they're not resetting it, it's just letting it go. That's not a bad. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You just have to be careful. The only thing I would say to be careful of is when the markets are falling. So back here in Liberation Day, it'll look really bad in your portfolio because you'll get that extra 25% oomph when it's going down. So in that case, yeah, I'd be fine with something like this actually. So yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I get a little worried when leverage starts getting up to like 2x. So I would never hold like once you get to that high, you're usually looking at products that aren't designed for long-term holding. Like when you look at the Betamax are not designed for long-term holding. They're designed for day traders more than anything else. So they have leverage that resets daily. That's when the math can just come along and it can get you. It can really get you. So you want to be a little bit careful with those. But this, yeah, I'm okay with this. You know, even ones like ENCL, for example, I'm okay with that. Any of the stuff that you're losing in that one, it's more on the covered call side. It's that loss of upside when you do have it. But yeah, I'm okay with it. All right. Sua says, "Hi Candace, I'm looking at a silver gold mine in Mexico, but trades on the TSX. I'm trying to learn your channel method. The trend line is going up. That's why I'm a little confused if it's in a channel. Okay, okay. So let's actually here. Let's take a quick look at something here. We're going to look at IVN. IVN. I made a trade in IVN today. All right, so here's IVN, and the other day, was it Friday or Sunday? I can't remember. All the days are blending together, guys. But in one of the previous streams, we dropped this in here, and I said, look, we got a channel. It might have been yesterday, actually. We got a channel. So, and we were down in here. So this morning, I opened a trade. I opened a trade in here. I sold it just before we started here. So it's now sold. But yeah, I made like $200, like 200, I think $240. But I don't want to be holding anything going into tomorrow morning. At least, I want to, in case of things, see what things are going to do. I didn't want to be holding it. I'll see what tomorrow looks like. Because if we do get a nice big red crater in the morning, I can re-enter at a lot of places. But yeah, so this here is a trend. So it's moving from here to here, here to here. In this case here, this one here it didn't. It kind of just slopped along the top, but then it came back down, and now chances are it might go up there unless there's a black swan, and tomorrow could potentially be a black swan. If if it's big, if it turns out bigger than I'm thinking it's going to be, there's that potential, and I don't deny that potential. So I think now what you're asking though about if the trend line is going up, all right, if it's in a channel, all right, well that's because see, this is a horizontal channel. So this is a horizontal channel. Now, let's actually go to Tesla. All right, now here's Tesla. You can see Tesla is in a, also this is a horizontal channel. It's moving this way. It looks like it might be starting to break down. Maybe, we'll find out. We can easily recorrect and come back in. Now this here, when it was in this channel, this is called an ascending channel because it's going up. So, but you'll see, you've got both, you still get your parallel lines of the channel going up, but it's moving up, bang, 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 and in this case it broke out. It broke out right there. So that's an ascending. I don't know if I have a descending channel on this one at all, because Tesla's been mostly in an upswing. These are all ascending channels. Just see here. Do I have any? I think on EXE, here we have, this is a descending channel. So a descending channel. Now, so my channel on this one here, and I'm going to get rid of a few of these lines because that's probably making it a little more confusing. I'm just going to get rid of these lines. I'm going to get rid of these lines. I'm just going to leave the channel. So in this case, as you can see, even though it's moving down, it's going bang, 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 and then in this case here, it went bang and it broke up. It broke to the upside. So this is a descending channel. Now, if you're swing trading it, obviously if you get in here, you're not going to set 23.29 as your exit if you started at 22.30 because it's gonna move sideways a bit. So you're gonna basically look down a little bit. So in this case here, I would probably set it no higher than about 22.51. So I'm just sort of looking at that because you're following the trend, and of course, eventually it will always break out, and you got to sort of keep in mind that the longer that trend goes, the bigger the chance are that we're going to get that breakout. And I just got the 1 minute warning for the bell, so I'm just going to pull it a little closer. The bell is coming, guys. It is coming. Now, hopefully that answers your question there, Sue. But if it doesn't, if you're still confused, ask more in detail for sure. And I do have coming up soon. I haven't officially launched it yet, but I am going to be launching office hours for the channel members as well. That'll be an extra opportunity to get a little bit of extra help, or just to get some more questions answered. That'll be pretty much coming up. I was trying to think like, am I going to do it after the Financial Express is done? Well, of course. Uh-oh, guys. The market is closed. All right, now I'll hit my stop button. All right, I like it. I got it exact. But yeah, so office hours is going to be a new feature for the channel members. Just it's basically going to be, I'll tell you guys exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be an hour that I'll set aside each week where we'll have a channel member live stream, but it won't be really a live stream. I'll just be there. I'll be there. I'll be doing my own thing. But if you guys come in and ask questions, then, I'll answer the questions. So, pull up the whiteboard, all of that. So it'll be kind of that way. Like, it's not an obligation. It's not going to be something like this. Is not going to be something for you got just to come in and watch. It's more or less just come in, chill, hang if you want. Whatever you guys want to do with it. It'll be this hour of time. I'm going to call it office hours. So those will be. That's going to be coming up soon. Very soon, actually. All right. VZLA. All right. Is this the one that you're having trouble or the one that you were looking at? VZLA. Let me take a look at that one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a look in here because that way there I can actually chart it. VZLA. Here we go. Vizsla Silver Corporation. All right. So this one here, I got a couple. I got one on the TSX. I'll grab the TSX one. Let's grab that one. Hopefully that's the right one. It also has on the New York, but all right. We're taking a look at this now. Okay. So we got some interesting movement here. So the first thing you need to do, of course, is you want your lines. So this is going to be an ascending channel, and I'll drop my line in here, and then let's just take a look and adjust it. So when you're setting up your lines, what you're trying to do is try to get the most hits. And you'll notice here we got 1 hit, 2 hits, 3, maybe 4, and 5. So there's some hits right there. All right, what about the top end of this? So we're going to drop in a channel on the top end. Here we go. Let's bring it up. All right, and we want once again. All right, now I will gonna put it in like that, I think. So there we go. We got our hits. And you can adjust it a little bit. But all right, so in this case here, it looks like they've entered this channel right about here. So they have, we got a hit, we got a hit, we got a hit, we got a hit. Didn't quite make it up, and it doesn't always make it up. Comes back down, hits, sort of double hits, comes back up. And so it is moving in this channel towards the upside. So right now, we got this wick here, but we're sitting right about here, right? So this is not the place to buy. I'll tell you that right now. Why? Well, if it stays in this channel, it might move up a little bit and then move back down. So it's probably, I would say, a good place to buy. And this is the beautiful thing. Like, even though this here is not the best place to buy, and well, actually, wait a minute. I'm going to come in a little closer. I want to see exactly where they're at. There we go. We're going to make that part of the thing a little bigger. There we go. Perfect. All right. So yeah, all right, they did come up. So this could be that bounce down already. So it's begun its bounce down, and it's probably, I would say, somewhere's in this area, right around 847. If you're swing trading it, and you do your own technical analysis. I don't want to say, I'm not sitting here, Sue, saying buy it at this price. But this is what I would do. I would probably buy, somewhere's in this area here and see if I can get a bounce up to the next stage of what's going on. Now, the other thing too, now this is just straight TA, but you have to take another thing into consideration here. That other thing you have to take into consideration, and I'm going to shrink this down a little bit more, is that, once again, this is silver. This is silver. Now, we do have, and I've been talking about tomorrow. So if we get a whole bunch of fear in the market tomorrow, we get that red in the morning, well, what could happen to silver? Silver and gold and things like that, they're more safe havens. So you could see, because, this is getting long, so obviously we're going to see a breakout one way or another, either down or up. But we could very well see a breakout tomorrow. So this may not even make it down here to your target. It might turn around. It might break out. But that's the key word, though. might. Now, even though I'm sitting here and thinking, all right, there's a good chance that that could happen, um, I usually won't play it. I usually will let it break out, and I'll wait. I play the channels. I play the channels. So I usually will let something break out unless I have a really good, you know. So for me, like earnings, if it's an earnings call and I know their earnings are really going to blow them out of the water, I might play that. And I also have a backup plan in case I'm wrong. But that's kind of the thing I would look at in this case. But yeah, so this here, just like I said, an ascending channel. We're probably getting closer to a breakout, though. I will say that. Doorpat says, what gold and silver ETFs and CAD do you recommend? It depends on your it depends on what you're looking for, right? If you're looking for income, I love like GLCC. I mean, that's a pretty good one. Like, let's take a look here for a second, guys. All right, so good old GLCC. So this is your covered call, your Global X Gold producer. It's in the same line as the copper one, the new copper one. It's kind of the same general idea. This one does concentrate more on gold, but you are still getting some silver. You are still getting some copper in here because a lot of these mines have more than just one metal in them. But I mean, when you look at them, yeah, they're doing really good. And this is what I love. Like, look at this. They've doubled their value. So their value is doubled, and plus you're getting some good dividends. In this case here, it's a 5.411%. They're not super aggressive on it. They're letting you enjoy some of this upside, and that's fantastic. The other one, CPCC, well, basically the same. Just change that word from gold to copper, and you've got CPCC right here. So the Global X Copper Producer Equity. Same general idea. Now they're new, and so when we look here, you can just see they've only been here, not that long. Not that long. Like I think they started around the beginning of December. So 1 month, yeah, 1 month, and we can still catch them here. Well, no, not really. We have to go to the 3-month view. So there we are. So they started on the 2nd of December, and they've gone from like 1993 up to 2382. So once again, another good one for sure. Now, if you're looking to just capture, like you just want your upside, you're like, I don't need that income. Then you got there's a lot of good ones like XGD. There's quite literally, you can just come to something like TMX and just type in gold, and you're going to see a whole bunch of interesting ones. I would stay away from little ones like this. So yeah, like here's something, Vault. I have never looked at Vault, but it's from CI. It's a gold bullion fund. I have a feeling they're going to have done really, really well. I like the size. So this is a very it's a nice amount. Let's take a look in the last year. So yeah, same idea. They've gone from 34 to 56. So they're moving nice and well. And this one here, you'll see they don't have any kind of no dividend. So and of course, I'll take a look at the back end. Of course, I would still do a bit more due diligence. I wouldn't just jump in. Like, I've got no data here. So I'm one of these people that's like, no data. But it might be the structure of this because it's a fund. So it is a fund. That might be why it has no data. So yeah, there's many ways you can find them. Then do your due diligence. Then you look at the fundamentals. Always look at the fundamentals. Know what you're buying, know what you're getting, know what you're investing in, because that's always a good thing. Scott says, the other thing to consider with leverage is that they have a hidden fee because of borrowing costs. Oh, they do. Absolutely. So when you look, and I've seen people complain, actually in comments. One person complained, oh, the fee is crazy on this leveraged fund. And it's like, well, yeah, but most of that, the MER, so the management expense ratio, most of that is the cost of borrowing the money to be able to give you that extra 25%. They're not going to just pay all of the interest on that out of the goodness of their hearts. They're passing that on to you. Let's see here. Good afternoon. I am finally contemplating diving into gold and silver. Nice. Well, Hippo is in the house, and we got combos with JJ. How are you doing, JJ? I hope you're having a good day. Lisa's in the house with hello, everyone. Rob is saying the bell, the bell. Yes, yes, we got the bell on time. Our double alarm system worked. Our double alarm system worked. The Financial Express still moving, still moving. So if you guys want a show tomorrow, you know what to do. We got 1 out of 3 so far. Make that make that 2 out of 3. Danielle just gifted a Mountain Finance membership, and congratulations to Sid Boy, who is the recipient of a said membership. And that, oh guys, this is special. This is my favorite one right now. We get to see Moon Goat. We got Moon Goat. So Moon Goat is doing the Moon Goat thing on the moon. So what can I say? I love it. Thank you very much, Danielle. And guys, we're halfway to a Tuesday show. So that's always special. That's always special. All right. Now, I missed Jonathan. Jonathan in here going, "Yay, the bell." How are you doing, Jonathan? How are things in the Maritimes? Is it still freezing there? I don't know. Let's see. Gursky says hello. And Brian says, okay, I keep looking at oily, but I would like to see some growth. It pays like 13 cents a share, but no growth for the last year. Yes, oily. All right, let's take a gander at oily. This here is once again, this is one of the evolve ones. It does have pretty aggressive. Well, here, take a look. 14%, 14.8% yield. So yeah, it's writing covered calls pretty aggressively. So you are losing upside here. And unfortunately, with something like energy right now, energy has been struggling for sure. So energy's been struggling. And you can sort of see, really no movement on this. So one of the things I'll say with oily is I can't really judge what they've done in the last year, because if they're doing what the sector's doing, how can you really judge them? So I think right now, oily, we need to see a big pickup in oil, and then we'll take a look and see what oily does. We'll see how they respond when the market's a bit better. We look at things like bank and we say, oh my God, look how awesome this is. But they're also in a sector that is doing well, and they're doing well too. And that's what I want to see. So when oil's doing well, I want to see oily doing well. If they don't, I'll call them out on it. I'll be like, there's better there's better options if they're not doing well. So we'll see how this goes. Like, I am impressed. I will say, I'm impressed that they're moving forward, that they're moving sideways. So I am impressed with that. So you are getting that income, and that's their primary function. So that is fantastic. But when oil goes up, I want to see this move up a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. And we got number 3. We got another gifted membership. This time, who won this one? Archipelago. Archipelago. Congratulations and thank you, Tom. And that brings up goat number 3. Now, this is one of the old goats that are still here. This one is the next one to get replaced. And that is our secret goat. So when you guys figure out how to unlock the secret goat, then we'll get to see what the next one is. I'm hoping you guys figure it out sooner than later. But at the same time, it might be fun actually, taking some time and giving you guys more clues. See how long it takes for you to figure it all out for sure. Jonathan says Nova Scotia had scattered power outages due to wet. Oh yeah, freezing rain, right? Michael says, what is oily? This is oily here. It's in a fund. Basically, I'll pull it down here. So the Evolve Canadian Energy Enhanced Yield Index Fund. So Evolve with their energy fund. Mostly Canadian energy companies, writing covered calls, all that fun stuff. All right. Rain says, Do you know why Wealthsimple may not let people short certain companies? At CFO resigned today before the bell. The company opened in red, but there was room for a 1% short profit. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't actually do any I don't do any shorting or longs for that matter. I don't do options on Wealthsimple at all. Anybody who does, do you guys, I know there's a couple people in here that tend to. Maybe they know, but I'm not sure. Navi says, I just started to sell my silver, which I owned from early 90s. I sold some on Marketplace in minutes. Oh, wow. Um, oh, just speaking of Marketplace, guys, if you're selling stuff on Marketplace, uh, however you're receiving the money, if you're getting it by e-transfer, make sure you have auto deposit on. And I'll tell you why. Because there's scammers out there. What they do is they will send you fake auto deposits and you'll click on it thinking it looks just like the real one. You'll click on it, you'll click on your bank, you put in your password information, and then it gets stuck for a moment. It gets stuck. It just sort of like freezes. And as you're waiting for it to do its thing, in the back end, they're logging into your bank and they're taking your money. So if you are selling on Marketplace and you're using e-transfers to accept money from folks, put on auto deposit. It completely screws those scammers because they can't do anything. They can't pay you. And of course, you can do it old school as well and say, hey, why don't you come by? Bring the money in cash, please. Some people will do it that way. It's annoying. It's very annoying if you're like me and you normally don't handle cash. But those are the two real options. And I only say this because, guys, I don't want to see any of you get scammed. Sid Boy is in with a thank you, and that's of course to Tom because Tom gifted a membership. Michael said, did anything happen over the weekend that noticed the futures, like NASDAQ futures was down over 400 points? Then the Dow was down 400 points and the S&P was under 76 points. Yes, Michael, there was stuff that happened on the weekend. As is kind of normal in the Trump administration, there was stuff. There was basically, the big thing was tariffs. So basically, all of the countries who are participating in the defense, basically, they're doing some Arctic defense drills at Greenland. So Trump has basically said, and he's listed off, I think 8 countries, and it might have even expanded to 10 now. I heard somebody said it expanded to 10, but at least 8. At least 8 countries he's throwing a 10% tariff starting February 1st. And on, I think it's June 1st, either June or July 1st, it's going up to 25%. So he's definitely causing a whole bunch of chaos, and a lot of Europe is saying we're not backing down. He then sent a letter on the weekend to President or Prime Minister, I'm not sure what his title is, of Norway, basically saying that he's doing this because they didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize, and saying that since they don't see him as a president of peace, he doesn't have to be peaceful or something to that nature. It was very odd. It's an odd letter. You can definitely see it online, but so as a result, and I will tell you, a lot of markets in Europe actually did have a shaky day for sure. So there's been a lot of shaky in the market. The only market that's been open today that hasn't been super shaky has been Canada. And part of that is because, well, when markets get shaky, people move money into gold, and that really does help the Canadian market. So we were able to sort of stay above the board. And in fact, we should have our final numbers right now. And our final number on the day, up 0.15%. So there we are. And I believe that we are sitting, whoops. Give me a second here, guys. Let's see. Oh, all right, here we go. I'm just going to widen that out a little bit. No, I don't want to do that. Darn it. It gets stuck like this sometimes. Oh, boy. All right. Well, I was going to say I think we might be at an all-time high, but right now it's oh, boy. It's shrink. Oh, no, it keeps shrinking. The market's in trouble. Honey, I shrunk the market. Oh boy, I don't know what to say. All right, well, we're not going to look at this right now. I don't know if I refresh it. If I refresh it, I might be able to get my control back again. Let's try that. Well, here we go. It got a little bigger. All right, now. Oh, come on. Go the other way. Ah, yeah. Sometimes sometimes it gets to this point that it'll only shrink. It won't grow when I'm trying to change things. So, all right, we'll move on. We'll move on. Patricia is in the house with a hi. And Gursky says, cash is king when you sell on marketplace. Yeah. Or like I said, cash or auto deposit. Auto deposit, they can't scam you. So that is another option as well. Why videos? Hi Candice, do you have an opinion about using AI to help make investment decisions? I used it in the last month and I like to compare the answers from 3 different AIs. It's very interesting. I don't think AI is there yet, to be honest. I really, really, really don't think it's there yet. Like, it's getting better. Like if I ask AI to, if I ask AI for some stock suggestions, if I did that a year ago, I would get some really interesting stuff. Now it is getting better. It's right more often than it's wrong, but it still does. You still get some really interesting hallucinations. So I wouldn't personally trust AI to make decisions for me, but it is getting to the point that in a future video, I've actually been thinking of this, something maybe to do in the spring, is have like a small series, like maybe a 3-video series where it's me versus the AI. So I pick 5 stocks, the AI picks 5 stocks, and we let it run for a quarter, and we see who wins. I think that would be kind of fun. That's kind of an idea. Like I got a little sort of in the back of my head. I got this. I got some neurons or so put together that are just coming up with these ideas for possible things. All right, Claude, challenge: do a trade channel to the shrank market, to the shrunk market. Well, and this one here though, this is the TSX, right? I mean, you can chart the TSX. I mean, there's people that do it and say, oh, this is how the whole market's going to behave. Theoretically, it should still follow the same rules because, markets, all of the movement on the markets is buying and selling, which is usually controlled by 2 things, fear and greed. So most of it is psychology. So when you look at it this way, and let's do it. All right, let's do it. So right now, obviously, the TSX, and I'd actually say I would go from about here. Now we have a shrunk market, but it's looking like we might have a little bit of a channel here. I'll start it right here and say, yeah, there's a little bit of a channel. We could actually, if I went from here like this, and let's do that, and come down here. And yeah, so you can sort of see that we do have a little bit of a channel that we are currently in with the TSX as a whole. So what does this indicate? Even if we're at an all-time high here, it indicates we're about to go higher if we stay in this channel. But like I always say, channels are made to be broken. So, we could see a situation tomorrow where we actually break out of here. Although, like I said, if we do get that big red in the States, it may really send a whole bunch of money into our gold, into gold and silver, and maybe that will break us out tomorrow. Wouldn't that be something if you had a big red day in the States and it pushed us to a nice, really big green day in Canada? It could happen. Tomorrow was going to be fun for sure. Definitely. Why videos? Good video idea. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm looking to try that. I don't want to always I have, I got deep dives, I got list videos. So I'm trying to do a few things outside of the box as well. I'm trying to, just shake things up a little bit. Just maybe it's the same information, but in different presentations to make it a bit more interesting. So it's kind of some of those things I'm planning to do in the coming year for sure. So got a lot of things. Sue says, are you always using a daily chart? All right. So my chart, let's actually, you know what? Let's go to another, let's go to anything but the TSX right now. We'll go to EXE. So, all right. So here's EXE. And as I mentioned here, they broke out. They broke out of this channel. I actually had been playing this channel. They broke out. So this here right now, this is a 1 hour chart. So what that means is, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, 3 month. Honestly, I don't know what this is on, to tell you the truth in this case. I just know that I'm looking at the 1 hour. If I go to 1 day, see, it will, okay, it does something weird. It flattened everything out, and 5 days. Let's see. So there we are. I'm on the 1 month. I'm on the 1 month. That's what I'm on. There we go. So I'm on the 1 month chart, but I'm using, not 30 minutes. I use 1 hour candles right here. There we go. Now it looks the way it does. So yeah, this is the 1 month chart with 1 hour candles. The length of the chart to me is not that important because, I can zoom out. I can zoom out and see where they are, what they're doing. I can zoom out as far as I need. So the reason I use the time frames that I do, very simple. I look at how long are my trades going to be. If I'm making swing trades that that I'm collecting, that I'm basically cashing them in within a day or two, this works really well. This gives me a good pattern. Now, if I was doing very long swing trades, so if I was, we'll pick another company here. Let's go with XEG. So this here is XEG. If I was doing really long swing trades on them, I probably would say, all right, well, I want to do a longer swing trade. I might do a 4 hour, and we'll crush this down. And this way here, you can sort of see I'm going January, and all the way back here is July. So this here gives me a general idea of their movements over longer periods. So for example, I could come in here and say, all right, well, I got this. Whoops. All right, I got this here, or I could say this one as well, probably this one, but I'll just come in like here for now. I got this, and gonna bring in on the top. Whoops, here we go. On the top, looks like we got this and this. All right, so yeah, we seem to have a channel. We seem to have a channel on this longer time frame. So what this would say to me, though, is that if I was playing this, I would be like, all right, well, maybe I'm not going to buy here. I'm going to see if it comes back down here, in which case I might be looking to buy somewhere around 18, probably around 18 to 19, somewhere in this area. That's where I'd be looking to buy. And I might say, okay, that's probably, oh, well, let's see. That's around towards the end of the month. So that's, maybe if this channel holds up. Now this is, the problem is with this one, and, I just chose this one because it was there. I wouldn't put a lot of credence in a channel on a stock like XEG. Why? Well, because oil industry, there's a lot of geopolitical events a lot of black swan geopolitical events that can absolutely break this out of a pattern very quickly. But if there's no political events, like if nothing out of the ordinary happens, then we should be looking at a retracement of oil, and it should be coming back down. I'll leave this up though, just in case. We'll see. But yeah, that's going on a longer, and that's for longer trades. So it basically comes down to what the length. So I know I have had people say, well, can I do a long trade in my TFSA? Yeah, sure. As long as it's, if it's a very long trade, you would do your charting on a very long time trade, a scale. And of course, that trade, you want it to be more than a month because you certainly don't want the CRA looking at you. But yeah, you can do, and there are people who will chart. I've seen people with Bitcoin that chart it like, they're using 1 day. They're using 1 day candles and longer frames to see if they can sort of figure out where things are going with Bitcoin and such. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can do, and that's the beauty with swing trading, right? You can sort of adjust it, and you can look at patterns. the patterns will be there on all of the different time scales. Like, because yeah, the patterns I see on the time scales I use show me what it's going to do in a shorter time frame. This shows you what it's going to do in a longer time frame. So it does work. It does work. Claude says, have you noticed if channels tends to be more robust for ETFs than for stocks in general? I think it depends on the ETF. And this is the thing. If you're making channels with ETFs, you need to understand what that ETF is holding. So as I just mentioned with this one, this is XEG. It's the iShares Capped Energy, well, TSX, or S&P/TSX Capped Energy Index. There we go. Because I know it's holding oil, it's holding something that is a commodity, it's going to behave a little bit differently. So, will it, if there's no stimulus, if there's nothing to stimulate the price of commodities or the price of oil in this case, then it should stay. It should be okay in the channel. But like I said, there's a lot of factors that could come in, and you have to keep that in mind. Now, if you were doing something like an S&P 500, well, it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit less clear cut. You're not going to have a certain. You're not going to have a certain situation where the price of oil would have a big impact, because yeah, that would have a little impact because they do hold oil stocks. Tech, if tech has a crash, of course, they are tech heavy. That would certainly impact them a little bit. So knowing what it holds gives you an idea so that you can sort of temper your expectations. And guys, holy banana bread. We got Mary, our captain of the like button, in. Hit the like button, says Mary. And guys, that is good news, because that's number 4. And being number 4, that means we got a show tomorrow. The Financial Express is continuing. So we will be back here again tomorrow. I love it. I love it. And thank you very much, Mary, for all that you do. Not just the supers, also all of the encouragement to the people out there to hit the like button. Now, kind of curious to see, if Mary had to throw a super, guys, does that mean you guys haven't hit the like button very much today? I'm just refreshing the test machine to take a look. 48. We got 48. That's about half. Well, not a little less, a little more than half. But all right, guys, let's try to get to, 60. Come on, you guys can do it. Let's push the likes up to 60. We'll get, it'll make Mary happy. It'll make me happy. But more importantly, it'll make the algorithm happy. So the algorithm likes it for sure. Samantha's in with a woohoo. Thanks, Mary. There we go. There we go. And Samantha started it. Samantha started, the move to the next show, and opened up the door for the goat squad, and here we go. We got all 4. I'm loving it. Loving it. All right. Whew, another show. And then of course we have our normal Wednesday show as well. So you know what? I'm just trying to think. You know what? We'll open up the Financial Express on Monday. On Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll just have a regular day. That sounds cool to me. And then we'll do the Financial Express on Wednesday to add the Thursday show if the Financial Express is continuing, because I have no illusions that it probably won't make it through the year, guys. But that's fine. That works. All right, there we go. Let's go. Let's go big again. So hopefully, Sue, hopefully that is starting to make a little bit more sense with the channels, with how things move in it, and how you look at, you have to kind of look at, I always say, look at the big picture, understand what's happening, understand what you're holding, understand how it moves, look at its history, and that's a beautiful thing too. There's a ton of history on a stock. Like you can say, okay, how did this behave on Liberation Day? How did this behave in the last bear market? You have that ability to go back and sort of see and get a general idea of how that stock typically will behave in different conditions. So there's a lot of things that you can do research-wise. And one of the beautiful things too is you can, I mean, you can, make channels, like if you're learning, so if you're learning this and you're starting off brand new, don't just make a channel, throw money on the stock. I'll tell you that right now. Don't do that. That's a recipe for losing money. What I would do is just start pulling up stocks at random and make channels. Just make channels and see how they do. See how your channels are doing. See if you are getting success. And then if you're not, take a look and see if you can figure out why. Is it because there was a breakout? Oh, okay, that's fine. That happens in channels. Or did you maybe not chart the channel correctly? I mean, generally, like with a channel, and here, we'll pull this one back up. What you're looking for is touches. So every time it touches and reverses, you want, the more you have, the better. So in this case here, we've got 1, 2, excuse me, we got 3, we got 4. It almost came down here. Technically over here, we could say that's 5. So you got about 5 touches, 2 on the bottom, 3 on the top. That gives you a little bit more confidence. It gives you a bit more confidence as to what's happening. So, and it's just a quick matter. Like you could pretty much pick a random stock. Let's grab a random stock. Is there a goat stock? For the GOAT squad, let's just take a look. GOAT, GOAT. Oh, there is. There's GOAT Industries on the CSE. All right, let's go to GOAT Industries. I have no idea what I'm about to look at, guys. I'm coming in to this. Well, I can tell you right now, it's a penny stock. It is a penny stock. Oh boy, GOAT Industries here. All right, and we're going to come back. Because like I said, I do my trading on that 1 hour. Oh boy. Now, looking at a company like this, and this is your 1 hour, this is a lot of slosh. A lot of slosh in here. So I don't think this is a company I would trade on the 1 hour. So let's go back. We'll go back to the 4 hour. The 4 hour looked a little bit better. So this might be, all right, now on the 4 hour, I've got a little bit more. I got a little bit more I can work with. Uh-oh. Come on, guys. All right, well, got a little bit. It's hard to say. Like, I'm just going to come in here, and let's just take a look here. And, all right, now, I will tell you right now, it's a penny stock. I would reject it just for that reason. But if you're playing, right, and you're just practicing your skills, you could look at something like this and you could sort of say, okay, is this a channel? Is this a channel? Does this work? If this is a channel, does this mean they're coming up to 90 cents? Maybe come back down and maybe break the dollar amount. Maybe that's what it means. Maybe that's not what it means. So I'm looking at this and this is choppy. This is choppy. I will tell you right now, if you've got this type of choppiness, it's very unreliable. I kind of will, honestly, I won't even touch something that's choppy. And you're going to see that in a penny stock. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay, I got a couple. I got a little bit. I got a little bit of movement in here. And maybe it is going up to 90 cents, but I wouldn't bet on this one. I'll leave it here, though. We can take a look at it tomorrow. It's just to see. But now, mind you, if it's going up to 90 cents, it probably won't get there towards the end of January. So because we are on right now, this is the 4 hour chart. So, we're looking at a longer time frame on this one. But that's the thing. You can pull anything up and you can look and see if there's channels, because channels are very common. They're not, it's not like a unicorn. It's not like hunting unicorns. They're there. You just play with them. And this is what I'm going to say. If you've started learning right now, unless you're really confident, don't put any money in, or don't put a lot of money in. If you have to put money in because you're like, well, if I make a chart and it works out well and I didn't put anything in, I'm going to feel so bad. Well, okay, put a tiny bit in, but don't put a lot in. You don't want to be losing money when you start learning how to swing trade. You really want to be just learning and do this, see what happens, and then you'll get a feel for what happens. And that's when you'll start to develop instincts. And then you can look and you can come in quickly and go bang, bang. Yeah, look at this. Oh, I don't like this one. And you'll know right away. And you'll be fine. All right. Brian is in the house. Good afternoon, everyone. Just getting home from work. Well, hope you had a good day at work. Elaine says, hey, all. Hey, Elaine, how are you? And Brian is number 53. Guys, I gave you guys a goal. I said 60. I said 60. Are we there yet? I'm just refreshing. I'm curious to see now. Normally, I don't care that much about likes, to be honest. Mary cares more than I do, and that's I should care more. 57. So we're 3 away. 3 away. Karnik says, just hit the like button. Watch all the time, but this is my first time leaving a comment. Well, welcome. It's good to see you. You're what we call a lurker, and lurkers are awesome. Like, there's a lot of people who watch and never comment, but lately a few of you've been popping up, and I like it. Marina popped up and won a membership actually. I think it was on the weekend, and it's good to see you as well, Karnik. And it's kind of funny. I actually had one person once. It was actually great. It was a lurker, but the lurker didn't want to speak up. They got somebody they knew to come in and speak up and ask if I could give them a shout out. I was happy to. It was awesome. All right, let's see here. Claude says Evolve's new ETF, Likey. Well, I haven't heard about Likey. All right, let's take. Is it actually live? That's weird. I have not heard about that one, but we'll take it. Are you? Or are you playing? Are you playing like likey for the like button? Oh, okay. All right. It was just a joke. All right, cool. Because I was trying to think, what could they be investing in? Is it companies that harvest lichen, or I mean, I don't know. Yeah, for the like button. That's all right. I thought it. Yeah, I can be gullible. I can be very gullible. So there we go. Samantha says I was a lurker for a year too. Oh, there we go. I will say this, guys, and this one's for the lurkers. I don't want you guys to feel pressure like when lurkers are coming forward and talking in chat that you have to because there's some introverts in here, and that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. But I do want to say, if you do want to step forward and you do want to participate, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome for sure. All right. And I like to think that this is a pretty friendly environment. One thing I won't tolerate is if any of you guys start rapping on each other, I'll put my foot down on that for sure. All right, let's have a coffee here. Oh, cool. I do have a question for you, Samantha. I have a question for you. So as you know, we're looking at a Goat Squad t-shirt. Now, I was thinking a little bit about the design, and we could go with a simple design, just Goat Squad, just goat on the top, squad underneath, and then put the periods in there because GOAT stands for greatest of all time. We could have it plain and simple. Or we could have Goat Squad and maybe have a goat next to it chewing on one of the letters. That was another idea that popped into my head. What would you prefer? Because if you like the goat chewing on a letter, I'll make that one. I just need to know what you prefer because I do take requests, guys. When it comes to merch, by the way, if you guys have a design idea and you're like, "Ooh, that would be great for Mountain Finance," let me know. I like your guys' ideas. I will definitely look into them for sure. Oh boy! All right, guys, we're coming close to the end. Normally we go about an hour and a half, so we were at the hour and 15 minutes. So I will give that call for the last minute questions. Doesn't mean that we're leaving right away. It just means that hey, get the questions and you guys keep talking. I keep talking. That's kind of the way it goes. Samantha says, I like the idea of with the goat chewing on the letter. Okay. Let me see. Let me try to I'll work on that. Maybe what I'll do is, I want to get it done. I'd like to have it done by the weekend. So, yeah, it's high on my list. For sure. Brian says, I'm going to dump YMAX tomorrow and split the money between QQQI, QDAQ, and TDAX. Okay, fair enough. I will say one thing though, Brian. If we have a big market crash in the morning, maybe not. Well, I guess in a way, it won't really matter, right? If all three of them are down and you're just dumping and switching to the others, you're probably fine. I was trying to think of a way to save you from taking any unnecessary losses. So yeah, because if you waited to the afternoon and when the market starts to recover to sell your YMAX, both QQI and QDAQ could potentially be up as well. So, uh-oh. The Financial Express is still running. There we go. I turned off the night bot. So yeah. All right, let's see here. Sua says, I'm usually a lurker on YouTube. I have chatted in here more in a week than the many years on YouTube. Nice. Well, yeah, and you see, that's what I like. This is what I like. And plus at the same time, one of the things I really like, and guys, here's one of the big advantages to being a channel member. When we have our live stream, so we have a big live stream that we do every month. We have this one live stream. You guys normally send me questions, let me know what you want. Last time we were doing, it was pretty much all about swing trading last time. So those are always great, but I'm going to be adding this new thing called office hours. So office hours is basically, I won't have any prepared content. I'll open up a channel member live stream and I'll just do whatever it is I do on the computer. Maybe I'll be playing 2048. I just learned this new game I just found out. Have you guys actually seen it? This is kind of a neat game. It's got 2 and 4s. I'm gonna bring it over here. I have a current game in the process. So basically what you're doing with this game is you've got 2s. Well, here, I'll just start the game fresh. So you start like this and you use your up and down arrows. So the goal is to combine. So in this case here, I got a pair of 2s. I'll move them down. Now there's another pair of 2s. If I hit the down button, I get a 4. And you try to keep getting them higher. Now I'm going to come over here. I can pull these down. I got 2s. I can pull those together to get an 8. We'll come over here and I've got these here. I can get a 4. There's another 4. There's an 8 and there's a 16. And we'll just drop down. There's a 4. There's another 4. We'll bring that over. We got an 8. We got a 4. Got a 4. 8. Oh, 16, 16, 32. And you just keep on building it. I'm not going to play it on the air, guys. I was just showing you what I was doing. It's just kind of a fun little game. But I could be doing something like that if there's nobody around. But I know you guys. There will be people in. There will be people in. We'll be able to do whatever it is that you guys want to do. Like we can chat, we can talk, we can do anything. You can come in with questions. So maybe, maybe you're having some questions because you're learning swing trading. That would be fantastic. You just sort of come in, ask me your questions. I can, pull out the whiteboard or whatever. Or if you just want to come in and say, hey, I just wanted to drop in and say, how's your day going? Fantastic. That's also, that would also be pretty darn cool. All right. Oh, we got some comments coming. Let's see. Brian says, I've been contemplating the same thing. Yield max. I'm not a fan of yield max, guys. I thought it's yield max, so time to move on before I am down on the ETF. And Paul is lurking today. Hey, Paul. Paul, you are not normally a lurker. Wow, you must be busy. Brian says, yield max just doesn't perform well. And Kelly has a question. QQQ. Can I liquidate an ETF within my TFSA and buy more of other existing ETFs that I already own without the CRA raising their eyebrows? So yeah, if you, excuse me. So let's give you an example. Let's say you were holding the CDR for Tesla. Actually, no, that's not an ETF. But if you were holding a tech ETF, let's say QQCC, and you decide, oh, I'd rather have QQCL. It holds the exact same stuff. But if you sell QQCC and buy QQCL, that's not going to raise any red flags. even though it's kind of like the same, but it's not technically. It's only if you're buying the exact same thing. So if you sold QQCC and then the price dropped and you bought it right back, that would raise a flag for sure. But yeah, or for example, if you sold XEQT. Oh, XEQT holds other ETFs. So if you sold off your XEQT and then immediately bought back 3 or 4 of the ETFs that it holds, you're fine. You're fine. You don't have to worry about that. All right, let's see here. A TDAX is new, but it's just leverage on TDAX that has been paying 17%. All right, interesting. Larry shows up right at the end with Manifest Destiny. All right. Well, guys, we got 9 minutes. We got at least 9 minutes left. If you guys got more to say, just drop it on in the chat. I got a little bit of coffee left. Ooh, we also have to start thinking. Well, I guess I have to start thinking about our 10,000 sub celebration stream, because we're getting there. We're chipping away. What are we at right now, actually? So we're 154 away from 10,000. We're chipping. We're going to get there. So I have to come up with something. One thing I do know is I want the stream to be 10,000 seconds long. So I'm going to put that out there. So that is a little over 2 hours, but I have to think of something else. I want to do as many little things in the stream that tie to 10,000 in one way or another. I don't know yet what it's all going to be, but oh boy. It's like, why did I start that tradition? Because I like corny stuff. That's why. All right, Brian says TDAX is the new TDAC. Was the non-leveraged type the same thing earlier? Okay. Yes, and we were mentioning this early. Trump says he's no longer interested in peace because he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, boy. I know. It's... it's silly. And quite literally, guys, I think Carney on the weekend said that he was looking to send some Canadian troops to these Greenland things, to the Greenland Arctic defense training. So I could see, Canada might very well get added to that extra 10%. But at the same time, it's hard to say, because as long as Kuzma is still intact, any tariffs he throws at Canada can only really go on things that are not covered by Kuzma. So it doesn't hurt us that bad. That's kind of the downside. And I guess maybe for Trump, might be one of the reasons that he's like, I want to walk away from that. But we'll see. We'll see how this is all going to go. Oh, this is going to be an interesting year, guys. It'll be one of these ones like when we're all like 100 and in rocking chairs. Grandkids and stuff will be coming up, and we'll be telling them about those days, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you lived through that." Now Brian says, "Let's see. I saw a lot of memes of him getting handed participation trophies." Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Yeah, I've seen a few. I've seen one of them where he was at a dog show and he was taking the trophy for the best in breed. I saw another one where he was taking the Quidditch cup away from Harry Potter. The only one I haven't seen is him trying to take the Iron Throne yet. But I imagine that's only it's probably out there. I just haven't run into it. That's what I think. It's Norway's fault. Oh yes, because they didn't award him the Nobel Peace Prize for stopping more than 8 wars. That's at least the line. That's the line. Jonathan says, how many tariffs could Trump tariff if Trump could tariff tariffs? Now, I have a feeling that these tariffs are absolutely, once the Supreme Court finishes with the current tariffs that are before them, I have a feeling this will end up going there as well. Kelly says my favorite was him accepting the Miss Universe trophy. Yeah, yeah. You know, his speech about world peace. That was the shoe-in for the Miss Universe trophy. But and quite honestly, Trump would have had the Miss Universe trophy earlier if Steve Harvey hadn't read the wrong name. I'm just saying. Brian says I saw that too. Oh boy. Yep. What can we say? Um, there was another one I saw too, and I can't remember what it was. It was, it was something. It was something, But he should get all the trophies. We'll give him except for the Stanley Cup. I don't want him touching the Stanley Cup. We want to bring that back to Canada. So, oh boy, and of course, you guys know in February as well, we got the Winter Olympics starting. So, I'm kind of worried. Like this is the thing I worry about is with the world getting so annoyed at Trump. I kind of hope that the poor American athletes who've been training their whole lives don't get booed. You know what? Yeah, we don't like what Trump is doing, but the athletes had nothing to do with it. So I'm really hoping we don't see booing. I know back initially with the tariffs, American hockey teams up in Canada were getting booed. I didn't agree with that because it's like, it's not their fault. It's not their fault, guys. Michael says technical support levels. Technical analysis suggests a potential support level for TIGR around 909 to 910, where buying opportunities might emerge, potentially limiting further downside. Well, what is TIGR? That's a good question. I'll open it up in here because we'll take a look. We'll take a look. TIGR. Here we go. So Up FinTech Holding. All right, here on the NASDAQ. All right, let's pull it up. Let's take a look at this Tiger. All right, now let's see here. What do we got? I'm going to pull this in a little bit. All right, so let's see here. All right, we go. This one's an interesting one. This one is definitely interesting for sure. So looking, first of all, let's see if I can get any kind of pattern in here at all. I am seeing some supports. Like, look at this. We got hit, hit, hit. We did break through, but we came back up, hit, and then this is a potential hit right here. So we got a support. Now, where is this coming in? Now, this is the interesting thing. We could say, is there a channel? Like, oops. All right, there we go. Is there a channel? Could we call this a channel here? Well, not really. I don't think we have a channel in this case. I think we may have another pattern. We may actually have a wedge. All right. So, and I'm not gonna, if I'm playing a wedge, I'll play a wedge, guys. I don't mind playing a wedge. But I'm not going to play the breakout. I'm only going to play it till we get to the breakout. So what does this mean? All right. So this means potentially, I'm going to grab, let's grab a brush. And this means potentially that we could see a movement like this, perhaps then like that, maybe like that, maybe back down. So it's going to get smaller and narrower as it goes. Now, if it did break out, if it broke to the downside, you'd probably be, looking at something like a pretty big one, sort of like this, down to like 322. Well, maybe not. I mean, this is a small stock. Honestly, I don't think it would have the energy to break that far. I think it would be a lot smaller than that. So the technical analysis would tell you that, it's going to be the length of this base. So actually, if we do this correctly, instead of just drawing it like that, TA would say if it broke to the downside, it would break about roughly that amount there. Let's just straighten that out. There we go. I don't think it would go quite that far in this case. So that's why I don't play the breakouts on these things per se. I will play the inside though. So yeah, this is one that right now at this point, yeah, there is an argument to say that you might be able to get it up to about 993. So that might be a playable swing right there. So that is how I would play a triangle. So just to give you a general, give you a bit more, I think this is stream. We've talked more about swing trading than anything else today, but that's fine. I don't mind, guys. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the questions. I'm here for the questions. All right. What a great stream. Now, you guys are awesome. I will point out, guys, we are going to be back here again tomorrow because 4 lovely people came in and you know, and joined they basically became the GOAT squad of the day. So we got Samantha, Danielle, Tom, and Mary all helping you guys out to get another stream tomorrow. So we'll be back here again tomorrow and Wednesday. Of course, Wednesdays are normally scheduled. Uh, some of you who are new are like, a normally scheduled? Isn't this the norm? This is actually a Christmas event. This is a Christmas event that you guys earned the opportunity to let it go as far as you want. So, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind. It's actually, it's going to be weird, guys. When the Financial Express ends, I'm going to be like, it's going to be weird. I don't have to rush around every day to get ready for a stream. Get ready for a stream. I won't have to do that every day, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And like I said, I'm prepared. I'm in here for the long haul, so completely up to you guys. Let's see. Karnik says it's showing lower highs. It is. It is showing lower highs. So yeah, you're going back to, oh, sorry, let me pull this back up. Yeah, you're right. It is showing lower highs. So that's one of the things. That's kind of like, I think that this, if it breaks, I think it might break to the downside. It might, but it's hard to say. It really is. I would have to actually look a bit more at Tiger because I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it does. For me, I like to know what that is. I like to know what something is. But for this, I can just say right now, I can see a pattern in here. And that, to me, is probably what it's going to do. It's probably what it's going to do. But I would want to know, like, I don't know, like I said, right now, I don't know what this company does. That's a no-no. So guys, just because I did this, I just wanted to show you the pattern that would come in. I would still want to do a bit more research. I would want to understand, once again, understand the product. Because if this is in a sector that could be impacted by, well, by tomorrow, oh boy. So at least right now, I mean, you can't actually buy right now, but if we're getting a big red market tomorrow, this might break. This could easily break. Guys, this could even break tomorrow. It could break tomorrow if everything breaks. So it's one of those things to sort of keep in mind. I'll just put this back here. I'll leave this here. We'll leave this here. We'll take a look at this tomorrow, see what happens in the day. And that way there you guys can sort of see where I did my drawings. And I like to do that, guys, because as you guys know, we've done that. Well, heck, if you guys remember, we followed EXE on stream for quite a while. So let's just go back to EXE. Oh boy. Oh, that's because we're on the 4-hour chart right now. Let's go back to the let's get back to that 1-hour chart. There we go. And I might have to, oh well. Yep, for whatever reason, my mouse is only working in one direction to shrink it. But yeah, we followed this one here for a while, and it pretty much followed exactly what we were expecting. So this was a good one. And we also followed it down here. I think that I removed, those purple lines used to be down here, but we'll continue. We'll continue for sure. Michael says TIGR is a broker that people still use for trading and investing. Okay, there's a bit more information there. Interesting, interesting. And Rob says, Candace, why is it that our Canadian financial institutions perform so well in comparison to the S&P 500? It's not always that way. So in good days, before all of the chaos of the current administration, the S&P 500 normally performs better than the TSX. Normally, the U.S. outperforms Canada, but that has changed. So with all of the uncertainty in the last year, since this administration has come in, a lot more people are moving into, well, things like gold, things like silver. And Canada has, well, that makes up a big part of the S&P, or the S&P, sorry, the TSX. We have a lot of gold companies, a lot of silver companies. And as a result, that has been why we have absolutely blown past the S&P 500. Last year, this year coming up, probably the same. We might actually beat the U.S. until the next presidential election. So that's the reason that we're doing so well right now, though. Uh, that would be funny if Trump were to order banning red days. I don't think he has that power, though, Larry. I don't think he can do it, well, not unfortunately. I like red days because, that's when we get our deals, guys. That's when we get to buy things cheap. So nothing wrong with that. All right. There we go. We went 5 minutes past the normal 1 hour 30 minutes type thing. That's fine. Like I said, I really don't care. I will say, you guys have been fantastic. We will be back here tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again. We're going to dissect whatever happened to the market. Oh boy, it's going to be a fun one for sure. All right, guys, until tomorrow, I just have one last thing I want to say to you guys, and that is, well,